Hi, Ian, it's Fancy, and thank you for posting Linda's comments. That's always helpful. Um, I'm sure that she told you that it has a very strong pattern orientation. If we were to fold it over and here at the fold line here, it would be a perfect mirror image for the most part. And so that's strictly the symmetrical balance. We're thinking in asymmetry is much more exciting. And it's easy to create a pattern. And so even though the challenge was working with the module, it was probably pretty easy to make a pattern. Um, what I'm seeing here is kind of this U shape here, and I'm wondering, why couldn't you work with that um, instead of just kind of vertical columns that move up and down? Um, this might be more interesting. Or you can work with, creating these vertical gradating pathways that kind of terminate with, a round shape, and maybe they can come down and, at different widths and appear to be overlapping. Um, but your gradations here, for example, if we look at this one, is this step 1 and 3 or step 1 and 2? Um, that's why it's important to have a good scale, is because when you get to the design and it's not gradating as well as or as smoothly as you think it should, sometimes that's because there's not equal value contrast. But I would concentrate on finishing up the design obviously first, and scale. If you make adjustments to your scale, it's easy enough to pick um, a module that uses a single value throughout the entire design and change it with a few clicks of the mouse button. So this seems to be, you need to start out with values 1 and 2, and then start going 2 and 3, and maybe a little 1 in the 2 and 3. So these need to smooth out. So these are not smooth gradations. The blacks start out pretty good, but as they go into the middle values, there's just too many. It's too big of a jump here to make a successful gradation. And so you kind of have that throughout. So I don't think you necessarily need to start over. You just need to have something other than a symmetrical pattern. So you need not to have pattern orientation, and you need to think about smoothing out your gradations. So I will post a few more comments in your post. I'll refer you to some of the other patterns or some of the other designs that you can look at that are similar to yours. All right.